It is Monday, and I wanted to start the vlog with Cooper's crash from yesterday. And wanted to reiterate, I know there's a lot of kids that watch this, and I know that at some point your dad, uncle, grandpa, someone has gotten on you about looking back while you're racing. Always look forward. Don't worry about what's behind you. Cooper was going across this dried out dam. He looked back to see where his cousin was because his cousin was catching him, and lost his front end a little bit, and it grabbed, pitched him over the bike, and he hit the ground pretty hard. Definitely knocked the wind out of him, and we weren't real sure what else was hurt. He was kind of complaining about his collarbone, but nothing was popped out or sticking out, so we just kind of thought he was still a little bit sore from the crash. Took him to the doctor today. He does have a hairline fracture in his collarbone, so he's going to be out for 6 weeks or so. Again, don't look behind you. Always look where you're going, or else you'll end up like this.
Back to the stomach.
You ready to get up and get going again yet?
Get that breath back and you'll be good to go.
Yeah. You hurt something? Your collarbone? Your back? I hate to tell you this, but you crashed because you looked back. Got you a nice one there. How's your collarbone feel? Looks like you got like a little bruise right there. Going. Can you lift your arm up?
No.
Are we going to look back again while we're racing?
No.
Before we get started on the racing part of this vlog, this week was really tough for some friends of ours, and also my younger brother Drew, his in-laws Zach and Kate Jessen. They lost their little girl this week, Adeline May, to a very rare brain tumor, and she'd been battling it for about 10 months. The disease is DIPG. Actually today, right now, when I'm filming this, it is May 17th, which is DIPG Awareness Day. So I just want to encourage everybody to click the link below. You can read a little bit about Adeline's story, and then you can also donate to research to help fight this disease that has a very, very low survival rate. I've been following Addie's story on social media. Kate did a really good job of keeping everybody up to speed on everything that was going on, and all the people involved in helping try to battle this disease. I even fell in love with Grader's ice cream out of Cincinnati. I had no idea what that was, but they're a huge supporter of DIPG research. I definitely wanted to support that business, and their ice cream's awesome. So yeah, following her story on social media, Kate and Zach's faith and positivity and optimism and choosing joy in this whole thing is contagious. Again, click the link below. Do what you can to help fund research to battle this terrible type of cancer that really doesn't get the attention it deserves. What do we got going on here? Yeah. Hey, what's the big idea?
10 seconds.
So here we go, 27 in the Super League Class 50. Bryce gets a decent jump. Doc edges him out to the first corner, and then Bryce gets a good little drive and barely sneaks by and kind of gets around that turn 3 and held Doc off for a few corners there. Here's the girls' class taking off. I went down that line. I'm pretty sure Every single rider in that class was in flight racing, so I was pretty pumped about that. 85 senior Brody Amos getting a good start as always, and then he would proceed to check out from that class and had his eye set on the Supermarine kids in front of him. 85 junior class. Sam Klein edges out in the front, the rider kind of clips him and goes high side there. And then the 65 class, our buddy Deegan gets a good start. But that was Hunter Carey getting the whole shot there. And here comes Doc around for the first lap, coming around the dried pond there. He was kind of just cruising, but he'd already opened up a pretty big lead. Here comes Bryce in second at the time, just in front of Carter Smith. And Gavin Bird was in fourth at the moment. I jumped down in the woods right here, just kind of rocky uphill. Doc coming through this about halfway through the second lap. By this time, Gavin had gotten in front of Bryce. And then also Levi Fortune had caught up to that group that was running second, third. Carter had made it back to fifth. Got me in the ankle with a rock there too. This is over kind of behind the pits on the other side of where the finish is. Gavin was still in second. Bryce was in third. I'm pretty sure that Levi was in fourth, and then Carter Smith was just right behind them. This is right after the finish line through the little enduro cross section. Gavin's still in second. Bryce was in third. The dirt was amazing, for sure. They got a little bit of rain, just enough to knock the dust down.
Come on, Brad!
A lot of traction out there today with the conditions the way they were.
It was a honey locust tree, just like that.
Was it?
Yeah.
You crashed into that?
Right into it.
Look at that thing. Is that what those are? I don't know my trees.
Yeah, they're honey locusts.
Honey locusts?
I don't know if they taste like
Here comes Stephen Kaplinger. I think he was seventh at the moment. I think he had worked his way up to sixth. Here comes Doc coming through. You can kind of see his fender was a little bit tweaked to the side there. Eli Poe coming through. And then there was a lot of traffic here. Gavin, Bryce came through. By this time, Brody had caught up to that group. And Carter Smith was right there as well. They were all bunched up together. And then Levi was still within reach of him. He was having a good race. I cut back over to a different part. This is after the finish line. Brody had got around him, and then also Carter had got around Bryce. So I shuffled Bryce all the way back to fourth. And by this time, Brody was checking out and really had his eyes set on getting the overall with adjusted time. Bryce coming through, still in fourth. Jacob Volan coming through, he actually had a really good race. He ended up fourth on the day in Super Mini. Brody coming across the dried out pond. Closing in on lap 4 here. Carter and Gavin were both in front of Bryce. Bryce was in 4th and I think 5th overall currently. So he had some work to do, and this was coming around. This is going to be popping out of the woods, kind of opposite the finish line. And they were on the last lap at this point. Doc came through on the last lap. Doc had the overall by 1/10 of a second. With the adjusted time, Brody was a couple rows back, so they adjusted the time for that. So Brody was really going for the overall right here.
Then both dads jump in the same golf cart. There we go. Watch them flip it.
Bryce really turned it up on the last lap. He got around both Gavin and Carter. And you can see here, Doc had a crash, and Brody ended up getting the overall, physical overall. He didn't even have to do adjusted time. Bryce ended up coming through in 3rd.
Woo! Tired? What'd you end up? Nice. Hey Doc, your front fender's like not pointing the right way at all. Where'd you go down? Field.
Look at you.
I'll call you right back.
Smile.
Our 3rd place guy, Bryce Woodrum. From what I can see, you had a pretty good hole shot. Did you end up with the hole shot through turn 2 or not? I couldn't quite tell.
Doc and I were like side by side. I think I got it for a minute and then he passed me back.
All right, and then when you came through on lap 1, you had dropped a few more places, sorry to say. How'd that happen?
I don't know, just I guess wasn't as good on this track, and I don't know.
Well, you can't quite say that because then you finished 3rd overall. So it's kind of like you went 1st or 2nd, back to like 6th or 7th, and then back up to 3rd. So you're obviously good on the track. What happened?
Well, I was kind of, at the end I just started pushing really hard, and I think that's how I got up here.
Sounds to me like Mom and Dad aren't putting you to bed early enough, and you just started to wake up around 9 o'clock, and you rode better when you woke up.
Yeah.
So you agree they need to put you to bed earlier? You're going to say that publicly. All right, who you want to thank?
God and Jesus for keeping me safe, my mom and dad for taking me to all the races, WPS, Fly Racing, Westfield, Team Green, and Stacy Mundy and anybody else.
All right, give it up for Bryce Woodrum. He had a good race.
Hey, you.
Starting with Cooper's race at 65 intermediate. Kind of had some wheel spin there. Not a real good start. Actually, kind of a terrible start. Coming through on the first lap. There's some of Jeff's footage. A little bit of slow-mo action. This is right after the start. Looked like Roxon was 2nd, and I think Ryder was 4th or 5th there. Then I jump over down behind the pond there. Bailey is coming through in the lead there. And Roxon was currently in 2nd. By the time we came around here, Cooper had worked his way up to 4th, and that's Deegan right there. He was running the trail rider, so he was just out there having a good time. Roxon coming through across the dried out pond here. He was in 2nd still. Deegan coming through. Cooper was 4th or 5th at this point, with Ryder behind him. I believe he was in 7th at the time. There's Deegan coming through.
Cooper's still in fourth, coming through. They're almost to the finish line at this part of the track. Rider coming through, a lot of the trail rider traffic coming through. A lot of those kids are just out there after they race their youth race. They're allowed to do the trail rider class, so they get out there and just get some extra seat time. Their class is not scored. Roxon coming through, still in second. I think that's just third place, kind of right on him. And then this is Cooper in fourth, coming through his second or third lap. Ryder had made his way up to fifth by this time. Then again, I'm over here right. This is going to be right where the track leads in after the start. Bailey's still out front. And then right here, Roxon comes through, and then you'll see me catch Cooper's, just a little bit of Cooper's crash, and then I take off running over there.
And then he said his collarbone.
Collarbone, ribs, that's the same thing. So Cooper ended up DNF, and he ended up 19th. We hauled him back to the truck, and I got to ride back to get my e-bike so I can get back to the pits, so I could go get dressed to do my race.
Oh, you're sweet three-wheeler.
10 seconds.
You're catching him!
A lot of the overall positions were taken up with 150s. So tell us about your whole shot. It seemed like you guys were up front.
I got the whole shot and then led for about a lap. Made a little mistake and Jackson got by me. We kind of went back and forth for like another half lap and then he got away.
Now he's kind of old, so I would think you'd have better fitness than him. How did he get away from you?
After he got by me, I laid her over and then I ended up catching back up, but it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. All right, tell us about the course. What'd you think of the course? Get off your social media. I'm not asking you who to thank yet.
It was really fun. It was pretty tacky and it was pretty fast, but I liked it.
So yesterday, obviously, quads have 4 big fat wheels. The dust was a pretty big issue, but didn't look like it was too big an issue for you guys. I mean, when you're passing, was it an issue or really not an issue?
It was a little tight, so I was kind of hitting hand guard to some people, but other than that, it was pretty good.
All right, who do you want to say thank you to?
God and Jesus for keeping me safe, my mom and dad, family and friends for coming out, Fly Racing, WPS, Westfield Power Sports, Stacy Mundy Photography, Fuel Ministries, my sister Calla, and Purdy LLC.
All right, give me a round of applause. Second overall.
I would. That's fun out there.
I know, that's it. Oh my gosh, she's on your size.
Hey.
How you been?